Welcome to Legal Tech in the Heartland. This is Bob Ambrogi. I write the blog Law Sites and do the podcast Law Next, and work as the editor of lexblog.com. And we're here at Law Firm 500, and we're doing a series of interviews today with lawyers about the technology in their practices, how they use it, issues they've encountered. And I'm here now with John Walker. John, how are you?
Very good, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for doing this. So John, first of all, let's just start by asking you to tell me where you practice and what your practice is like.
Sure. So we're located in Houston, Texas. We are a business transactions law firm. We don't do litigation, don't do real estate, just do contracts and that sort of thing. We buy and sell businesses, we form businesses, and we also divorce business owners, typically because they haven't been formed right in the first place.
Hopefully you don't have to divorce too many clients.
No, we do not do family law, trust me.
No, I mean divorce them from your firm. And so how many lawyers in your firm?
Just me.
Just you.
But we're in the marketplace looking for associates because we're growing that fast, presumably because people like what we do and how we do it.
Yeah. You've been on your own a long time or always?
No, I've been on my own for about 6 years.
Yeah.
Before that, I had been in industry, and then before that, I'd been in law firms. So.
Yeah, good. So you were just telling me before we started recording that you've had some transitions in terms of how you kind of manage your data and files over the last year or so, I think you were saying. What? Tell us about that. What happened?
So we were introduced to a vendor that sells virtual desktops. And as we talked about it, we realized that there was a great potential to have attorneys working remotely. So that saved us on office space. It also would fit the lifestyle of a lot of lawyers out there, very experienced lawyers that have young children that can work remotely, work late at night, work on the weekends. Yeah. We are even looking at potentially creating kind of a job sharing associate sort of a position. But with the virtual desktops, they can use their own computer. They sign on and off from the cloud. Everything is completely secure. You've got all the tech support that you need for that sort of thing. And it gives us a lot of flexibility in who we choose as we staff up.
Yeah. So you're thinking about the technology that's going to enable you to grow your staff.
Absolutely.
Really what you're doing.
Absolutely. In an as attractive of way as possible to be competitive in the marketplace.
Right. Right. So what did you decide on? What did you put together to enable that to happen?
So we kind of got lucky and got introduced to the right guy. As he was converting from his own cloud system where he had his own server base in a co-location facility, he became an Amazon workspace reseller and created a package around that. So we've got 7 virtual desktops. We've got Microsoft 365, all the applications we need and so forth. But in addition, as part of our package, we picked up a process mapping software called Author, which allows us to systematize and create collaborative processes around the repeatable types of menu items we have on our list of services. In addition, we picked up another software application. I'm not sure what its category is, but it's called M-Files, and what it allows you to do is to take all of your digital material in whatever file format, Word, Excel, PDF, PowerPoint, email, whatever it is, could be JPEGs, and it will allow a Boolean free text search of all that sort of material. You can also tag it. So if you're trying to figure out what all pertains to a certain client matter, without having to do the gymnastics that it takes to create a Windows Explorer directory structure, you can just do a free text search and pull it out. Very powerful tool. But we're just kind of getting, with both those packages, are currently figuring out the bugs and figuring exactly how to use them.
So you haven't fully moved on to those yet, or you're
we're
in
not
transition?
Fully in, we're just in the process of doing this. We're very fortunate because the admin that we hired, we actually didn't hire for this. We got lucky. The person that rose to the top as a part of that interview process has certifications in networking and desktop support. So as we did this migration, she was a godsend because if it wasn't for her, I'd be doing all that stuff.
Right.
So she was interfacing with tech support and getting all that migration moved over.
Right.
So.
But so somebody working for your firm would be able to they fire up their computer, they log into the virtual desktop, and suddenly all the programs and all their files and everything are there available to them as if they were in your office at an office network or something like that.
Absolutely, and the beauty of it is, as you know, small businesses, let alone small law firms, you're constantly having personnel changeover. So in order to make sure that everything that they're working on we capture, it's all done in the cloud. Can they put stuff on their local? Yes, but it's not real easy. They can, of course, email it to themselves and so forth.
Yeah.
But in order to work in our environment, they have to be on this cloud platform. So literally everything they have is in our cloud, and when they leave, all we do is change one password. They're locked out. We have all their stuff, and away we go.
Right. So. And I assume since you're a transactional practice, you're probably all Office 365 or
Yep.
Yeah. Are you using anything for document management? Anything using any particular system for DMS?
We haven't yet, but we're beginning to look at that. For practice management, we're using Clio. That has some tools, but we're looking at kind of the entire suite of stuff that's out there. Haven't selected one yet. But that's on our list.
Yeah. Are there any technologies that you find really useful to you in your day-to-day practice that are kind of outside the normal scheme of Office apps and whatever else?
We're looking at a program called Airtable, which, as I understand it, is a database that is in concept similar to Excel. Excel is a 13-column piece of accounting paper, a number 2 pencil, and an eraser. The Airtable is the same, but it's like a filing cabinet. It's very customizable. We're starting to look at that for contacts and referrals and keeping track of that sort of data, so that we can create the database and then extract reports from it on a multi-dimensional sort of a setting rather than with Excel. So that's one we're looking at. It has a mobile app, so I can access the content information. I can call from it, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually using it for a very specific project I'm doing, but it's nice because it actually lets me publish the data to the web, which is what I wanted to be able to do with this particular. And it's very flexible. It's a nice program.
Right. We're just exploring it. So we're kind of excited about it.
Yeah. Good. And you brought a show and tell here today.
I did.
You've got a little toy that you.
I did. So in addition to things that kind of changed, technology that's changed the way I do my day to day, this is called a Remarkable tablet. It's in your Facebook feed. They're doing a great job of pushing it out there. It's not cheap. It's about they've dropped the price. I think now it's maybe $550 or something. But what it does and what it's intended to do is to replace pencil and paper. So it's got a very good tactile feel. It only recognizes the stylus tip, so you can rest your hand on the tablet itself, and you can sketch out and you can erase. There's different widths of the stylus that can be selected and all that sort of stuff. But I was getting inundated, like most lawyers, with sheets of yellow paper yellow legal paper that had to be filed, had to be sorted, had to be archived, had to be scanned in many cases, all that sort of stuff. And I've eliminated all of that by just using this, carrying it. We're going to start buying these for other members of the firm. Because of that, it syncs with the cloud. And there's multiple versions of this, but I highly recommend this to get away from the
Say
old
the name
school.
of it again.
This is called a Remarkable tablet.
Remarkable tablet.
With emphasis on the mark is the way they
And I was saying
it.
when you first showed it to me earlier that it's very much like I have a Sony digital paper, which is much the same concept, a very tactile writing surface, digital e-paper kind of a surface. How do you get stuff on and off and on that?
Well, so on literally is just turning it on, creating a notebook or picking up a page and just writing on it. It automatically syncs through Wi-Fi to an app that's on your laptop, but it's syncing between your laptop and the cloud and this thing. And so once it's on, in our case, our virtual desktop, then from there you can send it as a PDF and so forth. Interface is still a little bit of a work in process, but to keep me from creating yet another piece of yellow paper that I will lose, misfile, spill coffee on, et cetera, this is a godsend. Highly recommend it for us older folks who can't get away from pencil and paper.
Get away from paper. Any other tech that you just find really useful or that you regularly rely on in your day-to-day practice?
This is probably the chief example, but we're using Clio's got a mobile app. Everything mobile. Right, for expense stuff, we're using a program called MileIQ to track mileage. We've got the mobile app for QuickBooks. So everybody pretty much is in tune that the thing you're carrying in your hip pocket is as much of your practice, your day-to-day, as a business person, let alone an individual.
Yeah, I also use the Mile IQ, which I like. It's basically like Tinder for mileage. You swipe right or swipe left. If it's a business mileage, you swipe right. If
you like it, you swipe right because you can deduct it. If you don't like
but it keeps all your mileage. It's great. So it's a very useful program.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, John, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. And
great meeting you, Bob.
Good luck with moving to your virtual server and all that.
Okay. Thank you.
See ya.